Welcome back to physics class. Okay, so now we are in the chapter 10, wave optics. So till last class we had discussed the Huygens principle. What is the Huygens principle? How to verify the laws of reflections, refractions using Huygens principle. Now in this coming topic we are going to discuss the interference of light waves, that is interference of the superimposition of two waves. So what is called interference? The interference is nothing but it tells us whether the light is brightness or dull. Okay, so we are going to discuss the interference of the superposition of two waves, two light waves. What is the superposition? Superposition also we have discussed. It is nothing but if you have two things or more than two things, the resultant wants to be determined. So to find the resultant, we need to add the entire things. So it is an algebraic sum of all the given things. Nothing but a resultant. So that only superposition principle. Okay. Before entering into the topic, the two main concepts we are going to learn. One is the coherent, another one is incoherent. First, what is a coherent? We'll see. So coherent sources. First, we'll see coherent sources. What is a coherent source? Coherent source. It is nothing but a source which emits waves that have same frequency and zero or phase difference. Zero or phase difference is called coherent sources. So coherent source is nothing but there is a source, okay, there is a light source, the source that emits a light, okay. So these light waves that have same frequency. So for all the mean positions, they have same frequency and a zero phase difference. Zero or there is no phase difference. Okay, our phase difference is zero. So for all I have this is the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. So all the waves are emanating from the source. So these waves that have same frequencies, okay, as well as phase difference is zero or there is no phase difference. Example for this coherent source is laser light. So laser light is the best example for this coherent source. We have a different kinds of laser, red laser, blue laser and green lasers. Whatever the kind of lasers you are taken, the laser source that emits a light, so the light waves which is emitted from the source that have the same frequencies, okay, are zero phase difference. Okay. The next one is incoherent source. What is the incoherent? Incoherent source is totally different. Okay, the source which emits a wave that have different frequencies and some phase difference, that is called as incoherent. So incoherent is nothing but source which emit waves that have random frequency and various phase difference phase na angle in the angle irukku solradhu phase difference, then it is called as incoherent source. Best example for the incoherent source is nothing but a light from a candle or a torch light or a tube light. So torch light, then candle light, many things. So from the source the light is emitted, so the emitter light have random frequency, all this mean position, from all these mean positions it have So each have a different phase difference and the frequency also different. Then the source is called incoherent source. So incoherent source example, we can say a torchlight, tube light, then a burning candle. But coherent source example is a laser light. Okay. Now in this lesson we are going to discuss the superposition of waves. So in this lesson we are going to discuss the superposition of waves. So what is the superposition of waves? Already I said superposition is nothing but when something is added together, so the resultant will get no? Yes. So the superposition is nothing but adding something to get the vector resultant. That is called superposition. That already we have discussed in 11th standard. Even in the first volume, first lesson also we seen addition of charges, because basic property of charges we have discussed, no? That is also superposition principle. It's nothing but adding something. Okay. So now we are going to see the superposition of waves. Superposition of waves. It is nothing but the resultant. First we'll write the definitions and then I'll explain. It is a resultant displacement produced by a number of waves This is the vector sum of displacement produced by each of them. Okay. So this is the superposition of the waves. It's nothing but the light waves. Okay. So we want to find the resultant displacement. So the resultant displacement produced by the number of waves. It's like there is a water surface. You drop the two stones simultaneously. When the stone or a pebble that strike the surface of water, then the waves have started oscillating from the point of impact. No, then each waves are moving away from the source, which is called as a wavefront. Already we have seen the two wavefront, plane wavefront and spherical wavefront. Same like, so how the water waves are produced, same like a light waves also moving from the source. So at the time, at a particular point, we want to determine the resultant. So the resultant displacement is a sum of the displacement produced by the waves. Okay, so we need to add, then it is called a superposition of waves. So which have the two types. It has two types. In that first one is constructive overlap. The second one is destructive overlap. So which we are going to study in detail. First we will see in general what is a constructive overlap, what is a destructive overlap. Okay. Let us assume the two waves. Here the waves are in same phase. So this is wave 1, wave 2. So we can write waves are in same phase. Then the resultant wave will be, how it will be? The resultant wave will be adding, see, in the first wave, second wave 1 oda crest. Similarly, you are adding the wave 2 oda crest. So இதனோட resultant எப்படி இருக்கும்? This is the resultant crest. Similarly, the trough. We are adding the trough of the first wave and the trough of the second wave. Then the resultant will be this. Then the final resultant will be This is the final result. Okay. So this is the constructive overlap. So crust to crust to nalla net add aayiruchu, trough and troughs are added together. So we'll get the addition of the waves. So the resultant will be larger. So this is a resultant that have a larger amplitude. The resultant have a larger amplitude. Then it is called constructive overlap. But what is the destructive overlap? Destructive overlap. See, let us consider the two waves, but the two waves are in different phase. This is the first wave, and this is the second wave. This is wave 2. So the two waves are in different phase. So when two waves are in different phase, what is the resultant? See, this crest of the first wave and the trough of the second wave is added. Similarly, the trough of the first wave and the crest of the second waves are added. Then the net resultant wave will be 0. So the resultant will be is 0. So it have a 0 displacement. Okay. So இப்போ நம்ம இந்த லெசன்ல பார்க்க போறது இது ரெண்டையும் தான் டீடைலா பார்க்க போறோம். The first one is constructive overlap and second one is destructive overlap. In a constructive overlap, the two waves which have the same phase are added together and the resultant will be a larger. Whereas two waves of different phase are added together, that is a superposition. ரெண்டுலயுமே நம்ம add தான் பண்ணிருக்கோம் superpositions. Added together, then the resultant will be 0. So எப்படி வருது? So how to get the resultant for a constructive case and how to get the resultant for destructive case in a detail we are going to discuss. Next one, using superposition principle for a constructive overlap we are going to see. But actually this is a definition. So the resultant displacement produced by number of waves is the vector sum of displacement. அப்பனா எல்லாத்தையும் என்ன பண்ணனும்? Superposition. That is the vector sum of the displacement produced by each of them. Next we are going to see the superposition of waves. It is same like when the two stones are simultaneously dropped on the surface of water, how waves are originated. Same like when the two light sources are emitted from the source, then the light rays are meeting together. So at a particular point we want to determine the resultant displacement as well as intensity. So using superposition we are going to determine two things. One is the resultant displacement, second one is the intensity. Okay. So in the three cases we are going to see. First for a constructive overlap. Case 1, constructive overlap. Okay, let us consider the two sources, light sources. This is a source S1, this is another source S2. So these are all the wavefront produced by the source 1. Similarly, the second source that also produces the wavefront. Okay, so from the source at a particular point we need to determine the resultant displacement. So our aim is to determine the resultant displacement. Okay, so in these cases let us take S1P is equal to S2P. Okay, அதாவது sourceல இருந்து நம்ம determine பண்ணக்கூடிய point ரெண்டுமே என்னவா தான் இருக்கு, similar தான் இருக்கு, which means both have same intensities. So we can write the displacement, no? So displacement by source S1 is given, that is y1 is equal to a cos omega t, so which is equal to the intensity I naught. Then similarly, the displacement produced by the source S2 is given by y2 is equal to a cos omega t, that also have the same intensity. அப்படினா நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிட்டது S1 S2ங்கிறது என்னது, both also have a same intensities of different sources. Source S1 ஓட intensity என்னவோ அதே தான் S2 க்கு இருக்கு. அப்படிங்கறப்போ S1 ஓட டிஸ்பிளேஸ்மென்ட்டோ S2 ஓட டிஸ்பிளேஸ்மென்ட் என்ன சேமா தான் இருக்கு. பட் நமக்கு என்ன வேணும், superpositions of waves வேணும். We need to add the two waves. So in the cases constructive overlap we want to determine. So in a constructive overlap we want to determine the displacement as well as the intensity. We need to determine the displacement and the intensity. So in a case itself we are taken the displacement from S1 to P and the displacement from S2 to P both also same. So the wave equations, that is the displacement wave equations, are similar. It is our displacement wave equations for a wave where A is the amplitude of the wave. A is nothing but amplitude of a given wave, and omega t is nothing but a phase difference. Omega t is nothing but phase difference. Okay. But what the superposition of waves says? It is a vector sum, no? Yes. Therefore, the resultant displacement is equal to the resultant displacement is a sum of the displacement of the two waves. So we need to add the two waves. So a cos omega t again plus a cos omega t. So we'll get 2a plus a 2a cos omega t. Also the resultant intensity is proportional to amplitude square of the amplitude. See, note it down. Already in 11th waves lessons have this formula. So the resultant intensity is proportional to square of the amplitudes. Okay. So what is the amplitude? So this is the resultant displacement. So we obtain the resultant displacement, and this is the amplitude. So the resultant intensity is the square of the amplitude. So the resultant intensity is proportional to square of the amplitude, means 2a the whole square. Therefore resultant intensity is equal to 4a square. So which is larger, no? So which is larger? Already what is it? I naught square. Yes, I forgot to say one more thing. In this cases a square is equal to I naught. Therefore I is equal to 4 into I naught. This is the resultant intensity which is larger. Also we need to determine the path difference. நம்ம என்னென்ன calculate பண்ணிருக்கோம், displacement, resultant displacement calculate பண்ணியாச்சு. அடுத்தது resultant intensity calculate பண்ணியாச்சு. The next one is path difference. What is the path difference? Path difference is nothing but always S2P minus S1P. S2P minus S1P. But what is the path difference? It is 0. அப்பனா நம்ம மூணு விஷயம் கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்கோம். எதுக்கு? constructive overlap க்கு. அப்போ constructive overlapல நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிட்டது ரெண்டு சோர்ஸ்மே same sources. Okay. So it is an equidistance. So அப்போ first source ஓட wave front ஓட wave equation இது. So the displacement of the wave from the first source is denoted by this wave equation, that is a cos omega t. இங்க a ங்கிறது amplitude, omega t is the phase difference. And similarly from the second source the wave equation, the displacement of the wave equation is denoted as a cos omega t. But both have the same initial intensities. Okay. So denote பண்ணியாச்சு. A is the amplitude, omega t is the phase difference. But we want to determine the resultant displacement. What is the resultant displacement? It is a superposition of the two given waves. So add பண்ணா நமக்கு 2a cos omega t கிடைச்சிருச்சு. So we have found the resultant displacement. Next, the resultant intensity is always proportional to the square of the amplitude. So what is the amplitude in the resultant? It is 2a. So 2a the whole square becomes 4a square. Okay. So finally we'll get the resultant intensity, that is 4 into I naught, and also we are determining the path difference. What is the path difference? It is 0. Okay. Now, for a particular wave, how to determine this constructive wave, constructive overlap? So, simpler source ku paathirukom. Inimel dhaan nama main ah ulla wave ku eppadi use panna porom paaka porom. That is case 2. For a given wave, how to determine the 3 things. What are the 3 things? One is a resultant displacement, another one is resultant intensity, and path difference. First we will find the path difference, and then we will find the resultant displacement and resultant intensity. Okay. Let us take the two sources. Listen carefully. Let us take the two sources, S1 and S2. S1 and S2. So S1 is equal to 7 lambda. S1 is equal to 7 lambda. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in the point, this is S1 is equal to 7 lambda and S2 is equal to second source clear. Second source in the it's a 9 lambda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So S2 is equal to 9 lambda. So what is the path difference? Therefore, path difference will be nothing but S to P minus we use of Q. Number P Q no notation use panikla. So we need to determine the displacement at a point Q. So S to Q minus S1 Q, which is equal to 9 lambda minus 7 lambda, which is equal to 2 lambda. அதாவது இந்த இடத்துல lambda அப்படிங்கிறது என்னன்னா, this is lambda. This is lambda. அப்போ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Similarly, in 9 lambda. அப்போ we know lambda. What is lambda? 1 lambda is equal to, இது ஒரு angle pi, இது இன்னொரு angle pi. அப்போ pi plus pi 2 pi. But நமக்கு phase difference என்ன வந்திருக்கு? 2 lambda. So 2 into 2 pi, which is equal to 4 pi. Therefore, the phase difference in angle is 4 pi. So here, what is the meaning of this? Waves are emanating from the source S1. Okay. So in this equation, the waves emanating from S1 will arrive exactly. That is, the wave started emanating. The waves emanating from S1 will arrive exactly 2 cycles earlier. Exactly 2 cycles earlier than waves from S2. அதாவது மீனிங் என்னன்னா, இங்க பாருங்க, இது 7 ரெண்டுக்கு டிஃபரன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு வந்திருக்குன்னு சொன்னேன், 2 லாம்டாவா. அப்போ S2 ரீச் பண்றதுக்கு 2 சைக்கிள் முன்னாடியே, 2 சைக்கிள், இது ஒரு சைக்கிளா, அப்ப அதே மாதிரி இன்னொரு சைக்கிள், அப்ப 2 சைக்கிள்ஸ் இது ஃபார்வர்ட்ல இருக்கு, முன்னாடியே ரீச் ஆயிருச்சு. அப்ப கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்டிங் வேவ் ஃப்ரண்ட்ல எப்பவுமே S1 ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சோர்ஸ்ல இருந்து எமினேட் ஆகிற வேவ் 2 சைக்கிள் முன்னாடியே Q ரீச் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும். Okay, now we want to determine the resultant displacement. Our aim is to determine the resultant displacement. First we will write wave equations for from S1. Wave equation, that is displacement by S1 is denoted as y1 is equal to a cos omega t. Similarly, the wave equation, that is the displacement by S2 is denoted as y2 is equal to a cos omega t minus 5. What is the phase? நம்ம first case எடுத்துக்கிட்டது ரெண்டுமே equal sources, equal wavelength. அதனால நமக்கு ஃபைனலா என்னாச்சு? path difference 0 வந்தது. பட் இதுக்கு path difference இருக்கு. அப்ப என்ன பண்ணனும்? subtract பண்ணனும். So cos omega t minus 4 pi ya. So we know the formula. Cos omega t minus theta is equal to cos theta va. So a cos omega t. A cos omega t. So this is y2. அப்ப நமக்கு y1 உம் y2 உம் கிடைச்சிருச்சு. Displacement by the source S1, displacement by the source S2 from its wave equations. Okay. What is the superposition principle? So according to superposition principle, the resultant displacement is according to superposition principle, the resultant displacement is, that is y is equal to y1 plus y2. So what we have? The same முன்னாடி பார்த்த மாதிரி தான். A cos omega t plus a cos omega t is equal to 2a cos omega t. Here 2a is the amplitude, omega t is the phase difference. So in this equation, 2a is denoted as amplitude and omega t is the phase difference. Therefore, the resultant intensity we want to determine, the resultant intensity is, that is I is proportional to amplitude square. So what we'll have? I is proportional to 2a the whole square. So I is equal to 4a square, which is equal to 4 into I naught, which is equal to 4 into I naught. This is the resultant intensity. But if you since S1q and S2q are not equal, but the waves produced by each of them have a same frequency. We should know already here S1q is equal to 7 lambda and S2q is equal to 9 lambda. So both also not equal. Both are not equal, but the waves produced by them may have nearly the same amplitude. Yes, nearly the same amplitude. May have nearly the same amplitude. Nearly the same amplitude. Okay. So இது constructive wavefront க்கு. அப்ப constructive wavefront க்கு path difference வந்து எப்படி இருக்கும்னா நமக்கு அதிகமா இருக்கும். அதுல ஒரு சோர்ஸ் விட இன்னொரு சோர்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கு? அதிகமா இருக்கு. அப்படினா S1 S2 ரீச் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடியே 2 சைக்கிள்ஸ் S1 Q ரீச் பண்ணிருச்சு. மீனிங் புரிஞ்சிருக்கா? இங்க நமக்கு டிஃபரன்ஸ் வந்து 2 lambda வந்திருக்கு. அதோட மீனிங் என்னன்னா the waves which emanating from the source S1 will arrive 2 cycle earlier. இது ரெண்டுக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு வந்திருக்கு? 2 lambda. அப்படினா lambdaங்கிறது ஒரு சைக்கிள். So 1 cycle. Lambda is nothing but 1 cycle. அப்போ இங்க நமக்கு 2 lambda வந்திருக்குன்னா என்னது? Lambda plus lambda. அப்போ 2 lambda which is equal to 4 pi. இது ஒரு pi. இன்னொரு pi. So 180 plus 180 2 pi. இதுக்குள்ள ஒரு 2 pi. இது இன்னொரு pi. அப்போ டோட்டலா 2 pi plus 2 pi 4 pi. அப்போ S2 ரீச் பண்றதுக்கு 2 சைக்கிள்ஸ் முன்னாடியே S1 ல இருந்து வேவ்ஸ் எமினேட் ஆயிருக்கு. ஓகே. அப்ப அதோட ரிசல்டன்ட் டிஸ்பிளேஸ்மென்ட் என்னவா இருக்கும்? தென் அதோட இன்டென்சிட்டி என்னவா இருக்கும்? நம்ம இன்டென்சிட்டியும் நம்ம ரிசல்டன்ட் டிஸ்பிளேஸ்மென்ட் கால்குலேட் பண்ணியாச்சு. சோ அவ்வளவுதான். சோ அடுத்து நம்ம பார்க்க போறது destructive overlap பார்க்க போறோம். In case 3 we are going to determine for destructive overlap. The same one but have some difference. Already நமக்கு destructive overlap பார்த்தா என்ன ஆகும்? Destructive overlapல finally there is no intensity. It will be zero, no? Yes. The resultant displacement also zero and the resultant intensity also will be dim. but in this case the resultant intensity will be brighter. In constructive overlap the resultant intensity is brighter, but in a destructive it is zero, very dim. So in a case 3 we are going to see for destructive overlap. So let us assume the two waves, first two sources, yes, sources S1 to the point we will consider R, and S2 to the point R. அப்போ S1 எவ்வளோ இருக்குன்னா 9.75 lambda. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. so இப்போ பாயிண்ட் இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் ஆகுது. so S1 R is equal to 9.75 lambda. Similarly, S2 is 7.25 lambda. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.25. so S2 is equal to 7.25 lambda. so what is the phase difference? இப்போ ரெண்டுமே பாத்தீங்கன்னா different sources have a different waves. so the path difference is so what is the path difference? S2R minus S1R, which is equal to 7.25 lambda minus now 9.75 lambda, which is equal to minus 2.5 lambda. So minus 2.5 lambda, which is equal to, what is the phase? 1 lambda is equal to 2 pi. So minus 2.5 into 2 pi, which is equal to minus 5 pi. So this is the path difference. Now we want to determine the resultant displacement. Before that, namakku endha waves emanate aayirukku illa lagging forward or behind. So this means the waves emanating from S1, this means the waves emanating from S1 will arrive exactly exactly 2.5 cycle later than 2.5 cycle later than the waves from S2. புரியுதுங்களா? அதாவது S1 வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா lagging behind, அப்ப S2 தான் முன்னாடி ரீச் ஆயிருக்கு. அப்ப எவ்வளவு lagging behindனா ரெண்டுக்கு டிஃபரன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு வந்திருக்கு? minus 2.5. அப்ப மைனஸ் வந்ததனால it is not forward, it is later. So 2.5 cycles later. Important point, 2.5 cycles later. Okay. So now we can determine the resultant displacement as well as the intensity. So for S1, what is the displacement? It is same, A cos omega t, and for S2 it is Y2 is equal to A cos omega t minus of minus 5 by, which is equal to A cos omega t, yes, A cos omega t plus 5 pi. But what is the formula? Which is equal to A cos omega t, but sign is minus, yes. So this is Y2. Therefore, resultant displacement of the wave in our the resultant displacement y is equal to, it is algebraic sum, addition, no, yes, superposition principle, using superposition principle. So you add the both, a cos omega t plus minus a cos omega t, minus into plus become minus, therefore the resultant will be 0. We have 0 resultant. As well as, see, the two displacements are out of phase. Here the two displacements are, here the two displacements are out of phase. Angle, phase means nothing but angle, and cancel out to give 0 intensity. அப்ப intensity என்ன ஆயிடுச்சு, 0 ஆயிடுச்சு. அப்போ நமக்கு constructive wavefrontல என்ன கிடைச்சதுன்னா, in a constructive wavefront we had the net resultant will be larger, moreover the intensity also brighter, but in a destructive overlap the net resultant is cancelled out and the intensity also 0, because both also the two displacements both also out of phase. So the final waves reach out, the observer is 0, so we won't get the bright lights, only the dim light. Okay, so that only we are going to see the interference in the coming topic. Still we have some something we are going to discuss about this. We'll continue. In general, so the continuity of the destructive overlap. So in general, what is the path difference? The path difference between these two waves are, the path difference is the integral or non-integral. We got non-integral. So non-integral multiple of lambda, non-integral multiple of their wavelength. Okay, that is the path difference is n plus 1 by 2 lambda for a destructive overlap, but for constructive wavelength it is n lambda. Okay, so now we are going to see for the coherent and incoherent addition of waves. Coherent and incoherent addition of waves. Okay. Coherent and incoherent addition of waves. Okay, so already we know the wave equations. First for the first source. For a first source, the displacement which is equal to a cos omega t. Similarly, for a second source, the displacement is a cos omega t plus phi. So here phase difference is phi, here without phi, and the intensity is proportional to square of the amplitude. So what we want the resultant displacement, no? So resultant displacement is a superposition addition. So y1 plus y2, that is a cos omega t plus a cos omega t plus phi. So in both the cases we have a is a common, so we bring it outside, remaining a cos omega t plus cos omega t plus phi. So using trigonometric relation, this is like a cos A plus cos B. So using trigonometric relation, what is the relation? Cos A plus cos B, which is equal to 2 cos A plus B by 2, yes, into cos A minus B by 2. So cos A plus cos B, use the relations and expand. After substituting, the resultant displacement is y is equal to 2a cos pi by 2 into cos omega t plus pi by 2. So this is the final resultant displacement. So in this resultant displacement, 2a cos pi by 2 is nothing but amplitude in this equation. This is resultant amplitude. Already we know the resultant amplitude. What is the resultant amplitude? So resultant amplitude is I is proportional to a square. What is the amplitude? We substitute. So I is proportional to 2a cos pi by 2 whole square. So square is common for both. Therefore I is proportional to 4a square cos square pi by 2. Yes. So this is nothing but 4 into I naught. So the resultant intensity is increased. It is 4 times of the initial intensity. And two cases, this is general formula, but two cases we have seen. One is the constructive overlap takes place, another one is destructive overlap takes place. So for constructive overlap to take place, for a constructive overlap to take place, the path difference is n lambda. Already we have seen the path difference is n lambda, where the phase, what is the phase? Where the phase phi is equal to 0 plus or minus 2 pi plus or minus 4 pi, it goes on. Similarly, for destructive overlap to take place, for destructive overlap to take place, the path differences, what is the path difference? Already we found, we are rubbed, okay. The path difference is n plus 1 by 2 lambda. So இது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா S1 வந்து 2 cycles earlier complete ஆயிருக்கும். இது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 2.5 cycle is lagging behind. The 2.5 only we have modified here, where the phase of the wave, what is the phase? The phase of the wave is plus or minus pi, plus or minus 3 pi, plus or minus 5 pi, it goes on. Okay, that's it. So this is the final conclusion. This is the path difference and this is the phase, our angle, phase angle, in the angle irukku and the wave, and this is for a destructive wave when it is overlapping. Thank you.